Hang on, brothers and sisters. Liberation is near. It's almost time.
Alright, what's up, guys? It's the Shetler Show. We're back. Sorry for the little break. Our last guest was Steve Rodriguez, and I feel like we haven't done a podcast in a little while. It's been a while, huh?
It's been a couple weeks.
It's been a snowstorm, a couple Celtics wins in between. Yeah.
A Super Bowl?
It's Super Bowl, that's true. We weren't in it, so I don't really give a shit.
Yeah. Well, I just heard there was a Super Bowl. I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't watch it. Alright, so today's guest is Craig Paiva, founder of No Problemo taqueria restaurant. I'm going to get into some of the commercials right now to get them out of the way. First off is Olloclip. I know if you watched the show before, you know all about them, but if you haven't, here it is. It's an iPhone accessory. It's 3 lenses in one. So you got your wide angle, you got a macro, and you got your fisheye.
Can I get one?
You can if you have an iPhone 5, because that's all I have right now. I might be getting some more 4s. I got to ask Kent, see if I can get some more. But
That's
basically, you
down.
just...
This should be easy to get.
Yeah.
It's a model down.
Yeah,
I got
for
the
sure.
model. I got the model down.
Basically, what you do is you just slide it on your phone. Bada bing, bada boom, and now you got a fisheye. So if you're filming, you're skating, and you want to get it, you get your fisheye.
Do you have one?
Droid.
He's got a droid. Droids are lame.
Droid.
You know, I honestly thought that all these were the same. I thought like all phones were all like... Smartphones were just like a thing, and all there was one big company.
Yeah, you're like, they don't flip.
I know. I thought they were like. I thought it was all Apple. And I didn't know that there were like different companies like Droid and different kinds of phones, but you can still get Verizon on a Droid.
Yeah, I didn't know that shit either until I realized Apple, and then I just stuck with it. Solstice is another sponsor. We're all wearing Solstice today because we all rep it because it's awesome.
And Jay doesn't charge us for it.
Yeah, and Jay's awesome.
Jay should have been here.
Yeah, I know. Jay, you're blowing it.
You know what? No, he's not. He's not blowing it.
No, he's blatantly blowing it. Jay is.
No, he doesn't want to. He's not a talker. He's never been a talker. Since we were
he
little,
talks enough when it's me and him.
Huh?
He talks when it's just us hanging out.
That's because it's like intimate.
Yeah, I never get intimate with him.
It was not intimate in like that kind of way, but
This is intimate. This is
Three
very
people
Right
intimate.
now,
intimate.
this is 3-way.
Menage a trois.
All right. So we got. Oh, another sponsor is World Industry Skateboards. My mid top just came out, super hyped. Have you seen it yet?
No.
Black and yellow, Bruins colors. Yeah.
Bruins.
They're actually just hitting shops now. I think Solstice will be getting them soon, so check them out.
Are you gonna do the blush?
man.
Sorry, dude.
Are
You
you
just
gonna do a
sneeze on
couple?
your arm?
Yeah.
Gross.
The armpit thing.
That's the
L
new.
pit.
That's the new way of
Obama
sneezing.
taught us, right?
That's the new way of
The
sneezing.
president taught everyone how to
Well, just like
sneeze.
the Dewey Decimal System, everything changes. So like when you're a kid,
I
they're
feel
like,
that's
I was taught to
common
sneeze
sense.
like this. Like,
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Or cover your face like
And
that.
then
when
you shake.
sneeze. And then you shake somebody's hand, and then he guesses you're cold and stuff like that. But
Hey,
now
you
it's
know?
a new way of sneezing.
Paiva's teaching us about sneezing today.
No, I was taught about sneezing.
All right.
I'm not the teacher.
Another sponsor is All I Need Apparel. Got the snapback on. Hooked up Paiva today.
I got the hat.
He's got it up over
I
there.
figured we were rocking the solstice gear.
Yeah, true. ALLiNEEDSKATE.com. Check out the product. Google or YouTube Corey Goonan, myself, or Billy Drown, or John McCoy, or Jacob Hammond. Check out some of the footage.
I call John McCoy fish.
McCoy fish. Do you?
Or McCoyza.
That should be
in
his,
Portuguese. Coisa is like thingy, so I call him McCoyza. Hey, McCoyza.
McCoy fish should be his Instagram handle.
McCoy fish and McCoyza.
And we also have one more sponsor. We got a new sponsor, Focus Skate Mag. It's an East Coast skateboard mag. We got a whole bunch of issues.
This was cool. I thought this was cool.
Yeah, that's like the video game,
Skate or
right?
Die, yeah.
Not
Skate or
it's
Die.
not like the video game.
It
is.
is.
The video game.
Yeah,
It's
Skate or Die, yeah.
Mixed in with a ripper. I mean, with old bone stuff. I mean, that's like nostalgia runs through and through. Man, that's right up my alley.
Was that video game on Nintendo?
Regular Nintendo.
It was, huh? Yeah, it was OG.
When I was younger, I would like rent this. So like you can buy like download things on your iPhone and stuff and play video games any day. So there was a rental place in my town, in Sonnet, where you grew up a little bit.
Yeah.
And in Sonnet, we would rent video games, and we'd rent Skate or Die, and I'd have whole contests. So there was like the practice series, and I'd have whole contests.
Damn,
and I'd
sick.
sit there in my room in the wintertime and play like Christian Assort, Lance Mountain, like all my favorite skaters, and I would really try hard for every one of them because I wanted every one of them to win. And I would just like try to do all these tricks and stuff like that, and it was the best. And they never had the video game to rent.
Damn.
So because I had to rent it, you know what I mean? And it was like $3 or $4 a day. And they never had it because it was always like 3 or 4 skaters in the town. They would always try to rent it too, so I'd have to, basically everybody was mixed. There was like 5 of my friends. We were all renting Skate or Die.
You should have wrote
at different times.
Something on the back of the cartridge so when they rented it.
Oh no, you didn't have to because there was nobody in. You lived in Arizona. There's nobody in that town.
Yeah,
especially
you
like
knew who had it.
In the '90s, yeah, like I knew Eric had it, or I knew Ben had it. I knew one of my buddies had it.
Going over his house.
Yeah. And man, that was so much fun. I talked about that the other day about loving the contest and making my whole contest.
Hell yeah. I used to love Bubble Bobble for regular
Oh,
Nintendo.
Bubble Bobble 2.
No, get out of
Dude,
here.
Bubble Bobble
Sequels
2.
are never
I
better.
have no idea what you guys are talking about. No?
It's
Dude,
little
little,
dinosaurs and they blow bubbles and like you have to capture the dude in a bubble and then you have to jump on the bubble to kill him.
It's
No.
awesome, dude.
And it's just like, it was just one screen and you had to like beat all the dudes and then the screen would slide up to the next level and shit.
That sounds like Donkey Kong to me.
Yeah, it's the same
It's like that,
idea,
man.
basically.
It's like that, yeah. Except for your Donkey Kong has a guy that blows bubbles, and my Donkey Kong is an awesome monkey that throws barrels.
Yeah, it's not as cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you out there who don't know, I know a lot of you on the East Coast know, but Paiva was born an awesome guy. He came straight out an awesome guy.
I think so.
Yeah, and he was a skateboarder, started skateboarding, and then he got into opening a restaurant, a Mexican restaurant at that. So I wanted you to describe No Problemo to the people out there that have never been there.
Well, like originally, we originally started off and it was kind of like a joke, and it was just really the food itself. Like people think that we're just like, I'm just some like skate rat kid that doesn't like food, but we really wanted it to be like street food, like taqueria style. When you said taqueria, like I didn't want to do like enchiladas and big plates and stuff like that. I wanted it to be like fast and.
Well, it originally started with just
it was
one
small.
little
It was supposed to be
part.
like just takeout. You know what I mean? Like originally we just take out, sit down and have tacos, and then it kind of became it really became like a restaurant out of necessity because we ran out of room.
Yeah.
Are you moving that thing?
Well, that's a good thing then if you ran out of room because
People want to sit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
more
So then all of
people.
a sudden now I do some plates, but for the most part I keep it like street taco style.
It
San
still holds.
Francisco
It still
style.
has that feel to me when I go there. I'm like, yeah, this is
Yeah,
still like
it's casual.
quick, casual, easy. Yeah. But you also have the bar now, and you have the sit down area as well. So let's get into it. Let's get right into it. What inspired you to go from like? Well, let's start with how you got into skateboarding first. Let's start back.
At the beginning.
Yeah, how'd you get into skateboarding? What was the first time you got?
It was at an awesome time because it was when like nobody skated. So like to find like a small kid, like I found a lot of young kids in the 80s that were like in the country in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I found a magazine. My best friend growing up on the street, his cousin was from Florida and his parents died in a plane accident when they were younger, and he came up here to live.
Yeah.
So here we are like 1982, 83, living in the Sonnet. It's wicked. There were cows back then. Oh man, you hear my duck quacking? That's my duck quacking over there on my phone.
Do you
You
need
want to go
it?
turn it? No, I don't need it. Do you want to go shut it
Here.
off?
You guys just banter.
Listen, while Anthony goes and does this, can we talk about Anthony for a minute?
No.
He's a piece of shit.
No, he's a good guy. Just shut it off. Just shut it off.
All right.
It was this guy. His parents died, and he moved to Asona, and it was like a real small, crappy town. Like it was like, what it's
Oh,
like.
I know. I
it's
lived
how
in
it is.
Asona for a little
yeah,
while.
but even picture it like way more hick, like real cows next door.
Yeah.
My best friends owned a farm, and that's where this kid came to stay. And he had a Christian Assoy, and he had skateboard magazines and Playboys.
So this kid was cool
Yeah,
as
no,
shit.
he was pretty cool. I mean, back then he was like from
Playboys.
Florida. Well, he was from Florida, so like people up north, you know what I mean, like didn't really know what skateboarding was. You know what I mean? It's a cold time. Everybody thought at that point that it was a California thing. And he had Playboys and skateboard magazines. I used to sneak into his room and look at the skateboard magazines. I was like such a nerd, like, and I was just
Sure, the
mesmerized
skateboard
by it.
magazines,
No, so I was
sure.
mesmerized by it. Like it was just like drawn to it because it was just nothing to do out in Asona. I mean,
Yeah.
especially back then, there was nothing to do. I couldn't afford a dirt bike, so that was out. You know what I mean? I liked fishing. I used to fish all the time.
Hell yeah.
But eventually, like, you just start growing up in the teenage years, and like I just instantly it was like I was drawn to that. And then like around that time, Back to the Future came out with skateboarding and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I need a skateboard. I actually found my first skateboard in the woods. It was an old red plastic job.
So it was like a banana type thing?
Like a banana board, and it was
Yeah.
like in the woods, and there's skunk cabbages. It's like a wild looking cabbage. It grows a lot in Arizona in the swampland.
Do you smoke
and
it?
it smells like a
Can you
skunk.
smoke it?
No, you can't smoke it. It smells like a skunk though. It stinks.
Really weird.
And there was this little patch next to my house. It was all skunk cabbage, and like somebody threw the scape. I think my cousin next door threw it in the woods, and I went and like got it out, and it was like. It was awful, but then my grandmother bought me one at a yard sale, and then I got like a brand new, like cheap one, and then eventually, like years later.
So you had nothing but like Walmart ones until
like 1986.
What was your first original?
86. Yeah, about 1986 is when I really like it all like started like coming together. Like I had got a fat skateboard that had this. It had a sticker on it. It had like something like this, like a bone sticker. But it was and it was.
Was it a real skateboard?
It wasn't. That wasn't a real skateboard, I don't think, but it was spray painted. It kind of looked like a skateboard. It looked like a skateboard that was like better than the one I was using. So that was like my first one, and then I talked my dad into getting one. I was just telling Ramsey that story at Christmas. That I was like, my dad gave me $100, and he was like, he got a little dinged up like most parents do at Christmas time, and he just, he's like, what are you gonna spend with your money? And I was like, I really want a skateboard. And my best friend had just gotten an awesome skateboard, so we were going for it, and I talked him into it. And then like the next day when he brought me to the shop, and it was like $170. Like I blew my limit by like $78.
Damn, it was that expensive.
Well, it was like you had to get rails and like covers, and I mean everything. Yeah, you had way more accessories back then, and you needed them because you would never buy that much money. I mean, $50 in like 1985, 86 was like a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like you would never buy that and not protect it. So you got rails and everything. And then the next day, like when I went over my limit, like I remember like he brought it up all the time. Like, hey, you still owe me that $75? You still owe me that $75? Like forever.
Was your first board, was it like a normal shape or was
it was like an old 80s. It was 80s stuff. Nothing, that was normal shape though back then.
It was like a fucking wider and skinnier.
Yeah, it was wide, big, huge. It was a Mike McGill. It was a Mike McGill Powell. It was awesome. It was awesome.
So. And
then after that, that was it. Like everybody else, like. I don't know how kids get into skating these days, or if they have the same feeling. Like I know my son skates, and I've always wanted him to have like that passion for it, like that love for it, like that, like you find it, But since it's right there, you know what I mean? I don't know if kids find it anymore. Like it's just there already. You don't have to find something that's already there. Yeah. So to find it was like just passion. Then it was skating and going traveling, and then coming to New Bedford because it was like the city. Yeah. And then that's where like all the homies met, because this was like the city, and this was where that was like the 90s, like early 90s, 91, 92. We'd start coming in here and skating like downtown. Yeah. Right next to where we have like our shops now, like next to where Solstice and No Prob is and everywhere is. It's like it's right there downtown. And we started skating there I don't know how many years ago. And then from there it was, and all this time I worked in restaurants. Yeah. So that's how like the restaurant.
You were like busboy or something?
14 years old, I worked in Arizona in a small breakfast restaurant for 3 years. 3 years, I used to like wash this kitchen. The cooks would just be like, see you later, 2 o'clock. I'd get off the bus, they go, all right, see you later. They put down their spatulas, they'd walk away, and I'd clean everything.
Damn, you're that guy.
And it was like $10. Yeah, I was that guy. I was that guy happy too, because it was like, I was getting $15-20 a week.
Who's that guy now at your restaurant?
Skunk. Like, no, there isn't anybody. We clean our own stuff because like I don't want some 12. Well, I was 14 at the time. I don't know how good of a job did I do, but I'm pretty sure it was shitty. Yeah. You know what I mean? I can't believe they let me cut the. I wouldn't want to do that. I mean, it's hard enough getting older people to like work well these days. Everybody always thinks just because they didn't do it well, but everybody like that's how like mentality is these days. Yeah. Hey, I did it. I mean, it's done. It's not done well. Yeah, but it's done. Right. You know what I mean? Like it looks like shit, but it's done.
Paiva, Ramsey, you got a question on Instagram? Let's break into a question.
I read some of them.
I know we got a few, so definitely some funny ones.
One of them was about a dishwasher.
How did you meet Jay, actually? Hold on. How did you meet Jay?
That was in New Bedford. It was just coming to New Bedford. We used to go like punk rock shows, hardcore shows.
Were you there for the beginning of Solstice, like when it was?
Yeah. I mean, that was all from like the early. I don't know, like if it was like after high school. We all really hung out in high school a lot, and then after high school we weren't doing anything, so we started traveling. And Jay was always me, Jay, Grandison Tabor, my buddy Ryan, and my buddy Emmett Bennett.
Where's Ryan?
Ryan's doing carpentry right now somewhere down in Plymouth.
Oh, okay.
Probably ripping out his hair and like getting super bummed at something that like somebody's telling me. He's just probably like, all right, whatever. He told me he was doing a job right now that was just like driving him nuts. Like it's just like a nightmare. Like everything. He's like the whole thing. He's like they go into work, they don't know what they're gonna get into.
Yeah.
And it's like carpentry, you know. But he likes to do that stuff.
Ryan's awesome.
Emmett's doing carpentry. They're all doing carpentry.
The Saudi.
Grandison, yeah. No, Emmett lives out in Rochester.
Oh yeah, he moved.
But we all went on a trip and we kind of like. That was the crew.
Yeah. We
started doing like making stickers about the crew, which was like the Force 5 and all that. That was one of the things somebody asked about the Force 5 days. I'll answer that question right now. Ask me the question.
That's McCoy fish. That's the craziest story from the Force 5.
The craziest story of the Force 5 was actually forming, like actually coming together on a really cold day. And the 5 of us and Ryan Harrington's Mazda protege and my buddy Ryan's Mazda drove to Florida for 2 weeks. Like, what were we thinking about 2 weeks to in Florida? Like, it sucks down there, you know? Like, but we were so psyched. Like, we took 2 weeks off of work. I was working at, like, a convenience store / deli. I don't know where the hell we were all working. And we got into Ryan's little car, and we drove all the way down to Florida, like tight. You know what I mean? It was worse than just sleeping when everybody sleeps on one side, and then everybody moves to the other side. We got down there. We needed to get tires, and we just went down there and skated and filmed. I had gotten a video camera. My father passed away when I was in high school. And left me like a wicked little bit of money, but with that money I bought an old high 8.
Big
which was no, it wasn't that. I mean, it was a high 8. You know, it was like a little 8mm little tapes. You know, that was a hell of a lot better than the VHS. So I had the video camera. I was like the filmer.
That's fucking funny.
I was the filmer, man.
You were Bob?
I would like to think of myself as.
You were the.
Yeah, I don't know, not quite a Bob because like I wouldn't not skate either. Like I'd be like. Revving up the camera and I'd give it to whoever was around, like, here, film this. You know what I mean? Like, I bought the video camera, honestly, for me, because I wanted to get sponsored, like, more than anything. Like, I wanted to film everything, you know? Like, there were a lot of times, and, like, not even hate to say it, but when I would skate, I remember, like, not holding back on doing a trick, being like, okay, like, because always, you know, the first one's always the best?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not wanting to blow the first one. Yeah. Like, having to try it over and over again and then just not feeling it. Like, I'd always, like, stop, and I would hate, like, trying stuff without getting something out of it. Like, even my friends, like, I wouldn't even want to mess up, like, I wouldn't want to miss a fall.
Yeah.
You know, like, something funny could happen. Like, somebody quick film. I have hours and hours and hours of tape.
Damn, we have to go through this.
Hours of tape. I don't think we could.
VHS?
No, it's all high 8.
Oh, high 8, that's right.
I'm sorry. It's the good stuff, man. This wasn't the 70s. This was
I don't know, I just
like
thinking
97 or something.
Dinosaurs and
He's
shit.
thinking of cranking the thing all... This is 97, man. This is like skateboards were still skinny, you know what I mean? Like...
7.5.
Yeah, people did kickflips way more than they did than like back in the day. You know, like people were doing tricks.
How
so that was like the 90s, and then through that, like it went from Force 5, and then we were thinking about doing like a wheel company called Force, and then I think the guys from Zorlac started doing something like that. So I can't remember what happened. We were all living together skating, and then one day Grandison and Jay came into the house where we were all like hanging out at, and some of us were living at, and said, "Hey, we're gonna go for a ride or something." We went downtown, and there was Solstice.
Sick.
You know? So like to answer John's question, the craziest story was just driving down to Florida, really young without any money.
How long?
And we used to do that all the time.
Straight through? Or did you stop?
We went straight through. We were all excited too. We got to Jacksonville. We were like, Tampa, here we come. Like 4 hours later. 4 hours later.
It was like getting to Florida and you're like,
it was like that scene in Swingers where they're like, Vegas, baby. We're like, Tampa, yeah. We got in the car, we're all like, dude, where the fuck are we, man? This is like, we've been driving in, down these Florida roads for 3 hours, and we're saying we're still 106 miles away, you know?
It's not what people think.
No, when you hit that Jacksonville border, you're like, oh man, this was a breeze. You don't realize you got another 4 or 5 hours to go. Heaven forbid if you want to go to Miami.
Yeah, I used to live in Boca, and it's like, still 15 hours down.
Yep.
How did you end up getting sponsored by Torque?
Well, that was just going back to, like, film and everything.
Yeah.
You know, nobody even knows, like, it was, like, Thomas Taylor, who started that company, was...
Grant Taylor's father,
Grant Taylor's dad, and, like, I saw... You know, we got to see Grant, like, really, really young. I remember going down there, and it was really, like... Man, I sent out 3 Sponsor Me videos every fucking week. Every week. I would tape them over videos, like, movies. So it was, like, my shtick. Like, I figured, like, that... I would send them the video, and then they'd get to watch Friday, a Gleam in the Cube.
Or E.T.
And that was my thing. Yeah, I would just tape over the little nubs, record like the 3 or 4 minutes of whatever I had, you know what I mean? And then I would send them out, and I would pick like 3 companies, like a wicked awesome company, a kind of good company, and like the worst company out there, and see what happens. Just see what happens, dude, man. like I wanted it so bad, you know, like nobody. Well, that's why I look at like young kids these days and I see how lazy they are. I'm just like not making anything happen.
Yeah.
Like I was never really that talented, but I wanted it, so I tried.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I tried. I had balls, so like I would not mind getting hurt.
Yeah.
You know, so it wasn't. So like I tried really, really hard, and it was just. I think I called him. If I know me, like I probably called Thomas 40 times a week. Like, hey, you get the tape? Like that was me. My phone bill was like through the roof.
You're like, how was E.T.?
Yeah.
You watched the footage and then
you watched footage on then Friday, man, right? I think like I tried in high school. I mean, I started probably really trying around high school.
Yeah.
But I remember telling my 8th grade guidance counselor that I was going to try to be a pro skateboarder, and he was like, nobody can do that. He's like, people don't become pro skateboarders.
Is that you?
Mm-hmm. You got mine all the way over there?
It's not quacking now, though.
Yeah, we just got vibrating.
You shut the thing off. People call me all day long. I'm sorry, man. People call me all day long. Text messaging and this, that, and the other thing.
To go back to
but that was it. It was the 8th grade. He told me that.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I want to be a pro skateboarder. And he was like, you're crazy. Nobody's that way. And I'd say Fred Smith was from around here. He's like, people from New England don't become pro skateboarders.
You got his boards up.
And I said, yeah, and that's why, because he was like he was the one that like, wow, I can really do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like somebody did it. So if one person did it, there's no reason why nobody else can do it. It wasn't like now with you and like Nick and Brandon and so
kids
many people.
Kids can see it now, yeah.
You know,
Man,
like being from like New England and being a pro skateboarder is like, it's common ground. You know what I mean? I think people like East Coast skateboarders in particular because the footage looks awesome. It's a rough old place. You know what I mean?
And we're still kind of like a dime a dozen because you go to California and it's oversaturated.
Yeah,
here it's like you got a handful.
Yeah. And even that seems like a lot, you know?
Yeah.
But like, so that was like the 8th grade. So like I went out to California when I was in high school and like tried. I was like staying with people out there and I was just trying. And basically I bet you it was me calling Thomas Taylor a bunch of times and constantly sending video footage. I sent video footage to that dude for like a year. At that same time, do you remember Good Time Skateboards?
Yeah, hell yeah.
At that same time, Greg Witt was like a vert guy, and he was like Good Times and Graphics, bongs and skateboards were like in the same warehouse, and they sent me a sick package. He liked my stuff, and Mike Manzuri called me back about ATM Clip. So like it was like Mike Manzuri, that was right around the time when they were like leaving ATM Clip.
He probably didn't like the filming.
Well, no, he liked it. He liked it because it was all like raw. Like I made my video in black and white too, which I thought was pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
So he liked it because it was like a bunch of wall rides. By that point, it was like East Coast, Ricky Aiolo, fucking Wally, everything.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Wall rides, 50-50 grinds. Like I love 50-50 grinds, and like that was it. You know, like it was like that's what people were doing. So like I definitely had something back then that was a little bit different because it was like East Coast, and I think he liked the rawness of it. You know, dropping in on rooftops and shit like that. It was like that time of like jump off. It was just that time, I guess. So like that was like the kind of skating that I was always pretty good at.
Yeah.
Like trying to find some weird shit to drop in on or grind. Or
kind of go back to what you were talking about, like people you looked up to. Like for me, it was you guys. Like at Solstice, like I didn't even really know anything about skateboarding. I came from New Hampshire, where I didn't know shit, living in the trailer park.
I remember that.
To New Bedford, and then Solstice was around, and you guys were making videos and stuff, and I was like, holy shit, like you can do this? Like what is this, you know? And I always wanted to be a part of it, and your parts always stood out to me because you just grinded big rails. you grinded some big ass rails.
That was one of the other Instagram. That was from my friend Stormy.
Let's get a question in so we can get.
How come Paiva can 50-50 any rail?
Stormy.
And that's my buddy.
Stormy Pruitt.
Well, you know that was like even. I was in the Torque video, so like, and it was just really me sending footage. And when like Thomas actually told me that I was on, it was pretty awesome. And we didn't even get that many boards. We get like 3 boards every like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
You know, like, and it wasn't big, but it was East Coast. That's why I picked them over like Good Times, because Good Times was like sent me a really nice package, but I knew like that I wanted to do something on the East Coast. So like when I got in the video, Big Brother said something like, Craig Paiva really likes the 50-50, because I like the 50-50 everything. But I can't do it anymore. I can't 50-50 round rails. It's just like too many falls, man. I'm 36 years old. What the fuck am I going to do anything?
Did you grind the one behind the New Bedford High?
The triple kink? Yeah. I would grind every rail. That's all. And that was really the issue. Like, that was kind of like how I got into restaurants, because 50-50s weren't good enough on handrails anymore. Like, you had to do other things. You know what I mean? You had to, like, I was trying to, like, get in on that, like, real big skate, and then all of a sudden it was kind of like, man, all of a sudden, you know, people are kickflip out of 50-50s and into tricks. Kickflip frontside board slides. When that started coming out, and like when John Hoisington did one in the very first Solstice video, I was like, man,
I can grind
break out. I gotta break. That's when I broke out the freaking No Problem plan. I think it was right around then. That's when I went to Plan C. I like to call it. That was probably D at that point. But you know, like I can't do it anymore, Stormy. I can't grind 50-50. I can't 50-50 rails anymore. But I can do it on just about any ledge.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I think that's like a timeless trick.
Dude, the rail in New Bedford High, Ramsey, it's like 5 kinks. It's round and crazy. Like, it would today's standard.
Yeah, hit every kink, man.
Today, it would still be nice.
And I busted my finger on it, man. I dragged a piece of plywood up there. I tried it all afternoon. I landed 2 of them. But, like, the way that I landed on it, like, it's actually in the video. It's on Vimeo or whatever that site is. Is that Vimeo?
I think it's a high five technology.
Like, I land, and I kind of like shoot out. Nope.
Oh, careful for the mic.
That was actually the way the fall sounded, like that.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Dink.
What do you got? What do you got, Ramsey? You got another one?
Hold on, let me get my fucking.
I got a question for you. First of all, John Davies says Paiva is the man. So,
yeah.
Raymond Pichardo. Sorry if I butchered your last name. This is a few questions, but I'll ask the first one. Top 5 favorite rappers.
Rappers, huh?
Yeah. You got any top 5?
I don't even listen to that much hip hop. It's got to be Eazy-E. Eazy-E.
Okay, that's easy.
All of Souls of Mischief.
Sick.
All 3 of them.
That's 4. You need one
more?
No.
That Souls of Mischief is 1. So
okay.
It's Eazy-E.
Okay.
Souls of Mischief. God. Public Enemy. That's 1. I'm counting Flavor Flav and Chuck D as 1 because that's it.
They're the career.
I don't know.
Let's say
let's
just throw Justin
Slayer.
Bieber in
Slayer.
there. Okay, Slayer.
No, Slayer. Yeah.
I got another.
I don't listen much.
Hold on.
Let
me finish this one so we have it. What would you do with $1 million and a week to live?
$1 million and a week to live. I got kids, man. I don't know. I'd do something wicked awesome with them. Probably spend it all like on an island.
You'd go to Disneyland?
No, I'd probably take all like my family and go to an island.
Sick.
You know what I mean? Hut up until that shit ends.
And just buy like a bunch of cool stuff.
Eat some raw seafood, you know what I mean?
Tom Hanks status.
Yeah, Tom Hanks status. Maybe I wouldn't be that gnarly. I mean, you'd only be there for a week, right?
Yeah,
I'd probably still have batteries in my cell phone after a week. I don't think it'd be Tom Hanks style necessarily, man. I mean, it's $1 million too. You know what I mean? I'd go fucking pimping, dude.
Yeah,
I would go large. You know what I mean? For sure. You know, like the whole 9. You know, generators, the whole thing.
The last part of the question is, why did dinosaurs go extinct?
Wow, this guy, he's allowed to ask more than one question?
Yeah.
Why did dinosaurs come extinct?
That's a legit question.
I heard smoking cigarettes. when I was younger, but you'd have to...
The T-Rex smoked cigars. So
he couldn't even reach his mouth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
He was...
That's why he's so fucking pissed. They were eating everyone else just to get some of that nicotine. Fuck this shit.
He died from secondhand smoke. So all the other dinosaurs smoked, and the Tyrannosaurus Rex's died of secondhand
because he was the tallest, it just went right up.
I think we just hit a new high for the Shetler Show. I think that was the most retarded conversation we've ever had.
I'm good for that. Awesome. You should have known that was going to happen if I was
think that kind of explained a lot.
You know what? Like, I go from one thing to another. I bounce all around, and it's 95% of the time foolishness. You know what I mean? It's usually just some, talking out of my ass. I'm just piecing stuff together from what I've seen on bathroom walls and.
But just to show how much humans don't really know, I bet in like 2 years from now there'll be like some scientists like new finding. Dinosaurs died from cigarettes, menthol. It was Newport.
Well, you know what? We were talking about this the other day because they're like, how can they really know that dinosaurs were millions of years ago? When we really don't have anything what happened in the last, let's say like 4,000 years. So dinosaurs could very well be only like 10,000 years old, and we as humans think that we're making up this time. Like, oh, no, million years ago. Years ago. You know what I mean? Like,
who knows?
I wonder how they come up with these time
bunch
frames.
of scientists now out there listening are going, these guys are fucking idiots. They're one in the middle?
They're probably, but something, we're going by a system that they created. You know what I mean? Like, well, they're a million years old from the timeline that we made up. You know, like.
I'm glad. I hope they are, because I'd hate if there were dinosaurs now, like eating all of us and smoking
there are a lot
cigarettes.
of prehistoric fish. There are a lot of prehistoric fish still out.
Yeah,
you know
dude, alligators, horseshoe crabs.
All the convenience stores would be sold out of cigarettes 24/7. Dudes wouldn't be able to get any. They'd be fucking crazy. Dinosaurs would be smoking shit up.
No, they'd have to be a rich.
No, the army would take care of them. Maybe like zoos, you'd go see dinosaurs and shit, like the raptor exhibit.
Birds are the only animal or whatever reptile that is like left over from the dinosaur period. That's what I read that somewhere.
No, dude, alligators.
I don't know.
Most of that stuff, yeah, that stuff was really. I mean, there was like forms of
horseshoe crabs.
What it was is like
horseshoe crab.
Horseshoe crabs.
I thought you were gonna go like turtles,
no.
but.
No,
there's this one fish, I can't remember what it's called, but some Portuguese guy catches one every year, like around Portugal.
Oh, the sea robin?
It's got that like real, like, it's almost like an armory kind of head to it.
Yeah.
It's a real big fish. It's crazy. Those things are still around.
Dude, sea robins are no joke. I don't know if they're prehistoric, but they fuck shit up.
Alright, let's get another question. We can't.
Yeah, this one's going back to hip hop. Snagbird says, "Can you name the original 4 horsemen of the NWA?"
No, that's not going back to hip hop. See, the NWA is the New World. I think it was the NWA and New World.